Hi, good morning. Welcome to your practice today. Today's practice is going to be short and sweet, help you to wake up in the morning as I sound like I'm just waking up, and remind you that every day can be special and that we can set an intention and give everything attention throughout the day. A little quick reminder. Let's go ahead and take a nice Succasuna, easy pose. Your legs can be crossed straight out in front of you. Back nice, tall, straight. Take in a deep breath through the nose. Through the mouth, exhale. In through the nose. Through the mouth, exhale. Now just take a few breaths through the nose, nice and slow. You can close the eyes if that feels good. Settle into the space. And let's take a little body scan while we're here, starting from the top of the head. Just notice how you feel moving through the entire body as you're breathing. Notice every little part. Now for our breathing today, we'll just do a yogic 3-part breath. So first, as we inhale, we expand just the belly. Let it blow up like a balloon. As you exhale, let the belly release. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, release. On the next inhale, let's expand just the chest. Notice the chest expanding as you inhale. And as you exhale, release the chest. One more time like this. Inhale, chest. Exhale, release the chest. And now we'll put it all together. Inhale as we expand the belly, open the ribs, expand the chest. And exhale as we relax the chest, the ribs, and the belly. 2 more times like this. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. 1 more time at your own breath. When you finish, come back to normal breathing. And I'll encourage you for just 1 more moment while we're here breathing to set an intention for your practice, for your day. It could be something that you want to accomplish, a feeling, a thought. Maybe don't make it like, I want to make $100 today. Maybe make it about, I want to be loving to everyone today. Or I want to feel joy throughout the day. Something along those lines. Open up the eyes when you're ready. And we'll get moving. Let's just switch the cross of the legs if your legs are crossed. So whichever leg you had in front or on top, we'll go ahead and switch it so we can just have a little bit of balance. Bring a little bit of noticing to each thing that we're doing today. As we inhale, both hands come up to the sky. Feel free to look up And exhale, hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra. 2 more times at your own breath, hands coming up to the sky. And then exhale as your hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And 1 more time. Inhale, both hands come up 1 more time. Exhale, right hand reaches down to the ground, left arm reaches up and over for a side twist. Sorry, a side bend. It's morning for me too. Inhale, both hands come back up, all the way up. And left arm comes down, right arm reaches up and over for that side bend. Inhale, both hands come back up again. Exhale, hands heart center, Anjali Mudra. Bring your hands to your knees. And let's do just a couple of nice twisty rotations with our torso. As we inhale, our chest comes forward and then out to one side. As we exhale, it rounds, maybe your chin to chest, and then to the other side. Keep breathing in this manner. Keep moving, getting all the little kinks out. On the next inhale, begin to go the other direction, circle the other way. And on the next inhale, we'll come back to center and we'll roll over our knees. We'll meet on all fours. First, let's do a little toe stretch. So tuck your back toes underneath you. See if you can come to sit back on the toes. If that becomes too intense, you can lean forward a little bit or you can come up a little bit. But go ahead and stick with it for a little bit as long as you can. While we're here, let's just do a few neck rolls. So rounding the neck to the front and to the back. Very gently as you move around to the back. And switch directions. Take an inhale here and then we'll meet on all fours. Take a few cat-cows. The cow first. Inhale as we look up, hips to the sky, belly to the floor. And exhale as we round the spine, tuck the pelvis and the chin. And take 3 at your own breath here. On the next inhale, we'll come back to a neutral spine. And we'll just move straight into a puppy pose. So take it easy if you just woke up or if your body's really stiff. Begin to walk your hands out as far as they can go with your hips still up in the sky. And then begin to lower the chest towards the earth and the armpits. And then you can lower your forehead also to the mat. From here, let's put a little bit of intention into our body. Let's notice it. Let's notice every part of the body that is touching the earth, from the fingers, the elbows, the arms, the chest, the forehead, anything that's touching the earth, the tops of the feet, the knees. Just notice it. Slowly begin to come up onto the forearms, and then we're going to slither down onto our bellies, leaving our elbows where they are. Let's just come right into that Sphinx pose. So the elbows are right under the shoulders. The head doesn't have to look up completely, but kind of a neutral neck here, palms planted on the earth. And breathe here in your Sphinx. Remembering throughout the practice to come back to our intention. How can we incorporate that into our practice? And what if you came back to your intention throughout your whole day? And what if you incorporated that more because you thought about it? It's funny, but that's how the brain actually works. Remain here, or you can press into the palms and begin to lift the elbows off of the earth a little bit or a lot, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the tops of the feet planted. Get that little back stretch wherever feels good. Take an inhale. Then on the exhale, lower down. And then we're going to remove the arms from underneath us and create little goalpost arms on the ground, and our forehead can come to the mat. Just rest here for a second. Feel free to look at me if you need to, but we're going to bring the right hand underneath our shoulder, press the palm into the earth, keeping the left arm in that goalpost little box position still. We're just going to come to lie on our left side. So you can give yourself a little push with your right hand. Leaving that arm where it's at, you should feel a pretty big opening in the chest and in the armpit. And if you don't, play with that angle. You can't see my arm very much from here, but play with the angle. Move up and down, but try and keep the arm bent. And just get a nice, big, juicy opening in the armpit and the chest and the shoulder. Breathe here. And notice what you're doing with your body. Maybe we can relax the legs a little bit more here. And slowly we come back to center. We bring that right arm back out into the goalpost. And then we'll bring the left hand planted underneath the shoulder. Come to lie on our right side. Again, play with the angle with the right arm if you don't feel the stretch, because I assure you it's there. Slowly begin to make your way back to center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up onto all fours. And let's come into a downward facing dog. So planting the palms into the earth, tuck the back toes. With the knees still bent, begin to press the hips up towards the sky until your back is nice and flat, parallel with the arms. And then once you've gotten there, if you like, you can begin to straighten the legs and lower the heels back down towards the ground. Breathing here. Take notice of the body. What are you doing with the feet? Are all four corners of the feet, or all two corners if you're up on your toes, of the feet planted firmly into the ground, all 10 toes? All 10 fingers, is the weight evenly distributed between the fingers and the palms? Are you breathing? Check in. From here, come up onto the toes, gaze between the palms, and then bring your right leg in between those palms, however you need to get there. Lower the back knee down. And let's just hold here for a few moments, get an opening here. Slowly we'll come into our half Hanumanasana. We'll begin to straighten that front leg and bend more into the back leg and then come up onto the heel of the right foot. Keep your back as flat as you can. And the more you flex the toes towards the shin, the more intense it is. But feel free to listen to your body. It's morning for me. I'm not going very far. We're breathing here. Getting a deep stretch in the right calf and hamstring. And slowly we begin to walk our hands forward, bend back into that front leg. And on the next inhale, let's bring both hands up towards the sky. Keep our hips squared off towards the front of the mat. Take an inhale here. And exhale, bring your hands to Heart Center Anjali Mudra. Let's take a twist on the inhale. Twist your torso towards the right side of the room, and then see if you can hook the outside of the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press into those palms as you twist and look towards the ceiling, opening up everything to the right. Slowly untwist, inhale, raise both hands up to the sky. And plant the palms, tuck the back toes, and step back into a plank position. Take a breath here. Notice you're just using your muscles just a little bit. On the exhale, raise the hips back up to the sky, downward facing dog. We'll move to the other side. Gaze between the hands, come up on the toes. And bring the left foot through between the hands. Lower that back right knee. Untuck the toes. And just hang out here. Get an opening in the inner thighs. Try not to let your knee come over the toes. You don't want it to go too far like that. You want it to stay pretty parallel to the wall in front of you or anything like that. You want to be very upright. It's very hard on the knees to move them too far over the toes. One more inhale here. And then exhale, begin to bend that back leg as you straighten that front left knee as much as you can. Begin to come up onto the heel of the left foot. Dorsiflex the toes towards the shin if you want more of a stretch in the calf. Try and keep as flat of a back as you can. And just lean into it. Slowly we'll begin to bend that front leg once again, coming into that low lunge. Inhale for both hands coming up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center, squaring off the hips towards the front still. Inhale, we twist to the left with just our torso or muscles, and then begin to hinge and see if we can hook the outer right elbow to the outer left knee. Pressing into the palms will help you open up. Twist, gaze towards the ceiling, but try not to have any kinks in your neck to the left or the right or down or up. Try and have a fairly neutral spine here a straight long spine from the bottom of the spine all the way to the top of the head. Slowly we unravel, bring both hands up to the sky. Exhale as we bring our hands to the floor, tuck the back toes, and step back into a plank position. Let's take 2 breaths here. Sigh out through the mouth. One more time, just like that. Downward facing dog. What was your intention? How can you bring more of it into this practice? Slowly we come up on the toes, bend the knees, gaze between the hands, and walk to the top of the mat. We'll do a ragdoll because we have to. It feels so good. Bend the knees as much as you can so that your torso rests on the thighs. Let yourself hang here. You can grab your opposite elbows or just let your arms hang. Breathe. Slowly we'll roll up like a rag doll. Try and take 3 full deep breaths. Notice the weight in all 4 corners of the feet as you're taking your 3 deep breaths, slowly rolling up 1 vertebra at a time. Head, neck, and shoulders are the last to come up. Once you've made it, palms shine forward. Weight in all 4 corners of the feet, shoulders back. Close the eyes. Notice how you feel. When you're ready, open up the eyes. Inhale, both hands come up to the sky. Look up. Go ahead and interlace your fingers now and leave just your pointer fingers up in the air. And then on the exhale, we're going to lean over gently to the right. Just as far as you can. You might not go very far. You might go really far. We want to try and keep our body on one plane here. Keep breathing while I'm talking. We don't want to bring our top shoulder down, anything like that. Even energizing towards opening the chest towards the ceiling is probably the way to go. Keep breathing. And inhale back all the way up. Let's switch the grip of the fingers so that it's the more unusual way, but we'll still have the pointer fingers pointing out. Inhale here. Exhale. Lean over to the other side. Opening that top shoulder and armpit towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, hands to heart center, unravel the fingers. From here, let's open our feet as wide as the mat. You will be facing the small part of the mat. I'm just here to face you. And then point the toes outwards a little bit. We're going to come into a Malasana Yogi squat. So with your hands at heart center or supporting you on the ground if you need to, we will go ahead and just bend down into it. You might be way down here. That's awesome. You might be up here. It's not so easy and I know it, but try and hold on. If you find that it's really a huge leg workout, then you can bring a yoga block or some pillows under your bum and kind of lean back onto it. Breathe here. With your hands at heart center, your elbows are pushing your knees away from you. We're creating a nice long straight line from the pelvis to the top of the head. Weight is in all four corners of the feet. Even thinking more about bringing the weight into the outer edges of the feet. We don't want to fall into our arches. We want to use a little bit of intention here, wherever you are. Breathe, Malasana. From here, we will plant our hands into the earth, begin to straighten the legs, and then we'll just heel toe our feet in. And now we're in a forward fold. Breathe here for just a breath. And then plant the palms, step back into that downward facing dog. From here, come up on the toes, and we're going to roll over into a plank position. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale, sigh out the mouth. Inhale, sigh out the mouth. And one more time, inhale. Big one, let everything go out the mouth. Lower down onto the knees. And we'll sit back on the feet, bring our feet off to one side, and come into a seat. We'll actually come into a Kanasana Butterfly position. Soles of the feet come together, knees come out wide. Your feet can be as close or as far from your body as feels good. Find what works for you. And give yourself a little foot massage. Say thank you, feet, for everything that you do. You're so awesome. Sometimes we forget about our feet. It's great to give intention to those little parts of our body that are always doing work for us, but we don't always notice. Go ahead and grab hold of the feet pretty tightly and inhale as we open the chest towards the front. Pull on the feet as leverage. Look up a little bit. And exhale with this same flat back. We begin to hinge forward. We're not rounding forward yet. We're just hinging. We might only go a couple centimeters, a couple inches. And just stick with it for a moment. Awakening the back. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, we walk our hands forward. We let our head hangle dangle. Let gravity do the work. And slowly we begin to walk ourselves up, straighten the legs out in front of you, and see how slow, one last little push, see how slow we can lower down onto our backs using our abdominal muscles. You can use your hands on your thighs a little bit, just move nice and slow. See if you can get one vertebra at a time, all the way down to lying on the back. Coming into a happy baby, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, say thank you, legs. And then reaching through the insides of the knees, go ahead and grab hold of the outsides of the feet. Wherever you are, energizing, pulling the knees towards the armpits. And then begin to rock back and forth. Bring a little play, a little movement into it. You can open one hip and then the other. You can get a bunch of pops like I always do. And you can come back to your intention while you're rocking yourself joyfully and peacefully. And then come into stillness, still holding that happy baby pose. And slowly releasing the feet with the hands. You can bring the knees back to the center one more time. And then go ahead and actually keep the left knee where it is. Straighten out the right leg. You Give it a little bit of energy. And then we'll just come straight into that awesome supine twist. Go ahead and grab hold of the knee with the right hand and bring that knee over all the way to the right side. Stretch your left arm out to the left. And you can gaze to the left if that feels good. Noticing how you feel in this stretch. Noticing your body. Is there anything that you can release? How about your hands or your feet? Your jaw? And slowly bring that knee back into the chest as we unravel. One more squeeze here. Bring the right knee in to meet it. Left leg stretches out. And go ahead and grab hold of the knee with the left hand. Bring it over to the left side so you're lying on the left side of your body. Opening the right arm to the right. Gaze can come to the right. Where can you release here? Maybe the right hand, the toes, the jaw. Are you breathing? Slowly bringing that knee back into the chest as we unravel. Bring the right knee one last time. Give yourself a big squeeze. Squeeze the knees, squeeze your arms, squeeze your toes. Bring your head to your knees. Squeeze your abdominals, your back, your shoulders, your neck. Squeeze everything, your arms and legs. Exhale, take a big exhale while you're squeezing. And as you inhale, straighten the legs out, open out the arms, come into a Shavasana. Take one last moment to remember your intention. Give thanks to it. And then release it for now. Come into a rest. Shavasana is so important for the nervous system to take in all of the benefits of the practice you just did, whether it's short or long. It's so necessary, it's so important. Letting every part of the body relax and fall into the mat. Rest here for a few more moments. I'll let you know when it's time to wake up. Slowly begin to deepen the breath here. Notice the rise and fall of the belly. And as we begin to awaken, let's make some small movements of the fingers, the toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe your head turns side to side. Give the spine a little bit of a wake up. Let's do a big morning stretch together. Hands reach overhead, interlace the fingers. Nice long line from fingertips to toes. And slowly bring your knees into your chest. Roll over onto your favorite side. You can use that bottom bicep as a pillow for just another moment. Take a moment to give thanks here to yourself. Just showing up is the hardest part, so thank you, me, for showing up, for taking care of my body and my nervous system. And when you're ready, eyes still closed, you can begin to make your way up to a seated position one last time. Let's come together and remember our intention one last time. May we always remember to set an intention for all of the things that we do. And bring attention to what we're doing so that we can be doing what we want to be doing. It can bring a lot more peace and joy and love to ourselves and to the world.